third case. Let's go. Very interesting case. Good afternoon or good morning, everyone. Glad to have you again on board for another episode of Cross-Cultural Case Study. Today we are going to Czechia, but we are working in a British company, and so we are having an author who's Czech and who actually was writing a report, some country by country report, so some sort of compliance documents for tax regulations. Don't ask me. And so actually this author by mistake sent to his colleague the document in a wrong format and quoted the incorrect company name, right? There would be a follow-up call, of course, and so he was told that it was fine, fine, it's fine, which led him to believe that, all right, the issue had been fixed and no big deal, we're all right. So he did not apologize, assuming that it was all sorted out. However, a few months later, a colleague from the UK informed him that in reality, he had almost been fired upon that day. And actually, the people involved expected a profound apology for the mistake. Many people in the UK considered that it had made profound damage to the company. Here, it was a little too late. He later on would catch up a little bit and explain that he was very, very sorry. But it was a good lesson for him to understand the type of communication style the UK and the Czech have. So what can we say in terms of analysis? In cross-cultural communication, which is almost a topic on its own. I mean, I personally like to treat communication as part of management. But here, we focus only on the communication. The problem was not so much the mistake, we all make mistakes, but how we communicate about the mistake. And immediately comes the famous dimension of Edward Hall, which is the high and low context cultures, which generally involves Asian versus Western cultures. But in that case, it's European cultures. And we're having an interesting case because the I'm fine from the British colleagues meant not exactly I'm fine. And that's the part where the Czech author missed something, right? So we are here talking about some low context culture from the recipient that is analyzing a message which is high context from the sender, in that case, a British person. A high context message means we don't necessarily focus on the content of the message, but more on the context, the surrounding, the background information. And in that case, we are actually confronted with the famous British understatement, where we say something very, very tiny that is actually loaded with a lot of much heavier sense. And this is exactly what happened. The I'm fine meant, well, you're not fine at all right? It's not fine. And so if someone tells you that from a British perspective, the answer expected is some profusion apologies where we acknowledge our mistakes, and we of course pledge never to do it again, and so on and so on. So we get the hint, all right? We over-exaggerate the apologies because the hint was very tiny. And so the fact that he listened and he heard this it's fine from a low context perspective meant that he took it literally. All right, sorry, no biggie. I made a mistake. They say it's fine, it means it's fine. And so here, the misunderstanding lays in what does it mean it's fine, and does it have a hidden meaning, which is characteristics of high context culture. So this is something very detrimental in international business. When we communicate with someone from a different culture, we tend to listen and hear what we think we would say. Unfortunately, others do it their way, and they don't always mean what we think they mean. And so, if you still follow me, because it's a little complex, you understand that we can have totally parallel conversations sometimes, where one is continuing a discussion based on the content, when the other one is assuming that the other side understood the hint, and we are actually talking about something completely different. We all practice high context communication when we are being ironic, but we all know that around us, don't need to travel far, some people are more or less receptive to irony. Some, they immediately get the hint, and others, they fall flat and they take things literally. Well, so maybe during family dinners, you're having also differences between high and low context communications. Don't need to have a business case like today. So that will be all for today, a short case about communication in the office. If you like the story or you've got some comments, please write them down below. I'll be very much looking forward to hearing them. If you yourself has your own story you want to share, contact me. I'd love to hear it and maybe comment it too. And if you want to know more about this story and other stories, well, I can only advise you to get yourself a copy of my latest book, 199 Cross-Cultural Case Studies. It's available in ebooks and in printing. And when you have fun browsing through it, because of course it's a type of book that you read just according to your own mood, I will also be very keen on hearing your feedback about that. Thank you very much, and goodbye.